My beloved child, before you listen any further, I want to ask you one honest question. How many doors have you watched close while wondering what you did wrong? The job you prayed for, the relationship you believed would last, the opportunity you worked so hard to earn, the dream you carried for years. One by one, the doors closed, and after each disappointment, you whispered the same painful question, Lord, why? Why did you let this happen? Why did you allow this opportunity to disappear? Why does it feel like every door I try to walk through keeps shutting in my face? My beloved child, if your heart has ever asked those questions, this message is for you, not because I am angry with your questions, but because I want to answer them. Please hear me carefully. There are moments when a closed door feels exactly like rejection. You prepare for the interview, you pray, you trust, then someone else gets the position. You invest your heart into a relationship. You believe it is finally the answer you've been praying for. Then it suddenly ends. You make plans, you save money, you step forward in faith. Then everything falls apart. And after enough disappointments, you begin expecting another one. Every new opportunity feels dangerous because your heart quietly says, why get my hopes up? It'll probably close again. My beloved child, I know how exhausting that feels. I know what it is like to stand in front of another closed door, wondering whether I am still leading you. Perhaps today, you are looking at a door that recently closed, a dream that didn't happen, a business that failed, a promotion you never received, a person who walked away, a prayer that still seems unanswered. And because you cannot see beyond that closed door, you have begun believing there is nothing left. My beloved child, please don't confuse a closed door with a closed future. They are not the same. Please stay with me. Imagine a small child reaching toward a busy highway. The child only sees an open space. The parent sees speeding traffic. When the parent pulls the child back, the child cries. The child feels disappointed, perhaps even confused. But was the parent rejecting the child? No, the parent was protecting the child. My beloved child, there have been moments when you cried over doors that I closed, without realizing those closed doors were acts of my love. You saw loss. I saw danger. You saw disappointment. I saw destruction waiting beyond that doorway. You saw a missed opportunity. I saw a future that would have wounded your heart, because I see what you cannot. Please hear me. My perspective is greater than yours. You see today. I see 10 years from now. You see one conversation. I see every conversation that follows. You see one decision. I already see where that decision leads. That is why my guidance sometimes feels confusing. Not because I am uncertain, because I already know the road ahead. My beloved child, do you remember Balaam? He believed he was moving toward success. Everything appeared open before him, yet I placed an angel in his path. The donkey stopped. Again and again. Balaam became frustrated. He believed something was preventing his progress. Only later did he discover the obstacle had actually saved his life. My child, how many times have you called something an obstacle when it was actually my protection? How many prayers have you called unanswered when I was quietly rescuing you from something you could not yet see? Please hear what my word says. The steps of a righteous person are established by the Lord, and He delights in His way. Think about that. If I establish your steps, then I also establish the steps you do not take, the places you do not go, the doors you do not enter, because guidance is not only about opening doors. Sometimes, guidance is about closing them. My beloved child, you have spent so much time asking, Lord, why did you close this door? Perhaps today, I simply want you to trust that if I closed it, I had a reason. Even if you cannot yet understand it, even if it still hurts, even if you are still grieving what could have been, please don't leave yet, because in the next part, I want to show you something that may completely change the way you see disappointment. You have believed every closed door was a loss, but I am about to reveal a truth that has always been there. Not every closed door is rejection. Sometimes it is my protection wearing the disguise of disappointment. My beloved child, stay with me, because now I want to change the way you see disappointment. For so long, you have believed that every closed door means something has gone wrong, that if the opportunity disappeared, you must have failed, that if the relationship ended, you must have missed my will, that if your plans collapsed, I must have abandoned you. My beloved child, please hear me carefully. Not every closed door is a loss. Some doors close because I love you too much to let you walk through them. Please stay with me. Imagine walking through a forest at night. You cannot see beyond a few steps. The path ahead looks quiet, safe, inviting. But someone standing high above the trees can already see the bridge ahead has collapsed, can already see the cliff hidden in the darkness, can already see the danger waiting around the next turn. My child, that is the difference between your perspective and mine. You see the next step. I see the entire journey. You ask, Lord, why won't you let me through? I answer, because I already know what waits on the other side. Please don't misunderstand me. I know some doors were precious to you. You truly believed that job was the answer. You believed that relationship would last forever. You believed that opportunity had my name written all over it. When it disappeared, it felt like part of your future disappeared with it. You mourned, you questioned, you cried. My beloved child, I saw every tear, but I also saw what you could not. I saw conversations that would have wounded your heart. I saw compromises you would have been asked to make. I saw people who smiled in front of you while secretly planning to use you. I saw doors that looked beautiful, but would have quietly stolen your peace. Because I love you, I refuse to let you enter. Please hear me. Protection often feels like disappointment until enough time has passed. Only then do you finally say, Lord, now I understand. How many times has that already happened in your life? Think back for a moment. Remember something you desperately wanted years ago, something you begged me to give you. Perhaps today, you are grateful I said no, not because the answer felt good then, but because now you finally see what I was protecting you from. My beloved child, if that has happened before, why do you assume I am no longer protecting you today? Please remember Paul. He longed to preach in certain places. He had good intentions. He wanted to serve me, yet my spirit repeatedly prevented him from going. Imagine how confusing that must have been. Paul wasn't pursuing evil. He was pursuing ministry. Still, I closed the door. Why? Because another door, one he could not yet see, was already waiting. My beloved child, sometimes the wrong door is not sinful. It simply isn't my best. That is why I close it, not to punish you, to redirect you. Please hear what my word says. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Notice, I did not promise that you would always understand my direction. I promised that I would direct your path. Those are not the same thing. There will be seasons when you understand only after you have walked through them. Please stay with me. There is something beautiful I want you to understand. A child may cry when a parent takes away something dangerous. The child only sees what was taken. The parent sees what was prevented. My beloved child, You have been grieving what was taken. I have been celebrating what was prevented. One day, you will thank me for prayers I did not answer, for opportunities I did not allow, for people I quietly removed from your life, for doors I firmly closed, because by then, you will finally see that my no was one of the greatest expressions of my love. Please don't leave yet, because in the next part, I want to reveal the truth that changes everything. You have been asking, why did God close that door? But I am about to show you something even more important. I never closed a door without already knowing the one I was preparing for you. My beloved child, stay with me, because now we have reached the truth I have wanted you to hear from the very beginning. If you remember only one sentence from today's message, remember this: some of the doors you called disappointments, I intentionally closed. Please hear me carefully. That sentence may be difficult to accept, because you remember how desperately you wanted that opportunity. You prayed over it, you fasted, you asked others to pray with you, you believed with all your heart, this must be the answer. Then, the answer was no. The door closed, the opportunity disappeared, the relationship ended, the business failed, the application was rejected, and your first thought was, Lord, why? My beloved child, what if I lovingly whispered back, because I saw what you couldn't? Please stay with me. Imagine driving down a mountain road at night. The fog is so thick, you can barely see a few feet ahead. Suddenly, the road is blocked. You become frustrated. You think, why is someone stopping me? Only later do you discover a massive landslide had destroyed the road just around the next curve. The barrier that delayed you actually saved your life. My beloved child, how many times have my closed doors been exactly like that? You saw an obstacle. I saw a disaster. You saw delay. I saw danger. You saw disappointment. I saw destruction waiting just beyond the door. Because I love you, I refuse to let you walk through it. Please hear me. There are things I will never allow, not because I want less for you, but because I want something better. Sometimes you ask me for what looks good. I protect you because I already know what is good. There is a difference. Please remember Moses. He wanted to enter the promised land immediately. The Israelites wanted the journey to be over. Yet the wilderness lasted far longer than anyone expected. Was I lost? No. Was I uncertain? Never. Every step, every delay, every unexpected turn served a purpose they could not yet understand. My beloved child, the same is true for you. Just because the journey looks different than you imagined does not mean I have abandoned my plan. Please hear what my word says. The Lord directs the steps of the righteous. He delights in every detail of their lives. Every detail, not just the open doors. The closed ones too, the opportunities you received, and the opportunities you never did. Nothing in your journey has escaped my attention. Nothing has happened outside my care. Please stay with me. Think about Jonah. He wanted to run in one direction. I kept interrupting his plans. At the time, everything probably felt frustrating. Nothing was going according to his expectations. Yet every interruption was leading him back toward my purpose. My beloved child, sometimes the greatest act of my guidance is interruption. You call it inconvenience. I call it protection. You call it failure. I call it redirection. You call it the end. I call it a new beginning. Please don't misunderstand me. I know some doors still hurt to think about. You can still remember the interview, the phone call, the goodbye, the rejection email, the opportunity someone else received. Even now, part of your heart wonders, what if that had worked out? My beloved child, if you could see everything I saw, you would not ask me to reopen that door. You would thank me for closing it. One day, you will understand why I never allowed certain people to stay, why I prevented certain partnerships, why I stopped certain plans, why I redirected your path, because what looked like loss was actually rescue. This is the big reveal. I never closed a door because I wanted to punish you. I closed it because I wanted to protect your future. I closed it because I loved you too much to let you settle for less than my best. And while your eyes remained fixed on the door that closed, I was already preparing another one. A door you could not yet see. A door no person can shut. A door prepared by my wisdom, not by human approval. Please don't leave yet, because in the next part, I want to show you why so many people remain standing in front of doors that I have already closed. You have been waiting for me to reopen something that I have lovingly asked you to leave behind. Stop standing outside yesterday's door, because your future is not waiting there. My beloved child, stay with me, because now I want to speak to something that has quietly been stealing your peace. It is not the closed door itself. It is your refusal to walk away from it. Please hear me carefully. Some of you are still standing outside doors I closed years ago, still asking me to reopen them, still wondering, Lord, what if? What if I had tried harder? What if I had waited longer? What if I had said something different? My beloved child, how much of your life has been spent looking backward instead of forward? Please stay with me. Imagine someone standing outside a locked house. Every morning, they knock. Every evening, they wait. Every night, they hope someone will finally open the door. Meanwhile, a beautiful home has already been prepared for them, just a short walk away, but they never discover it because they refuse to leave the door that already closed. My beloved child, how often has that been your story? You continue replaying the conversation, rereading the messages, thinking about the opportunity that slipped away, wondering whether the relationship could somehow return, holding on to a version of your future that I already asked you to release. Not because I wanted to hurt you, because I wanted to lead you somewhere better. Please hear me. You cannot fully embrace the future I am preparing while refusing to release the past I have already closed. There comes a moment when faith no longer says, Lord, reopen that door. Faith says, Lord, lead me to the one you have prepared. There is a difference. Please remember Lot's wife. I told her family to leave, to keep moving, not to look back. Why? Because sometimes looking back keeps your heart tied to the place I already rescued you from. My beloved child, some of you are physically moving forward, but emotionally, you are still living yesterday, still grieving the old job, still longing for the old relationship, still chasing the old opportunity, still asking me to restore something I intentionally removed. Please hear what my word says. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Notice those words. I am doing a new thing. Not, I am rebuilding everything exactly the way it was. Sometimes my answer is not restoration. Sometimes it is replacement. And what I replace is often far better than what you lost. Please stay with me. Think about the Israelites. When they left Egypt, the wilderness became difficult. They grew tired, hungry, discouraged. Do you remember what happened? They began longing for Egypt. They forgot the chains and remembered only the familiar. My beloved child, that is what disappointment often does. It makes the past look better than it really was. You begin romanticizing the very door I rescued you from. the relationship that constantly wounded you, the workplace that slowly drained your joy, the opportunity that would have led you away from my purpose. You remember the dream, you forget the danger, but I remember both. Please hear me carefully. Some doors are closed, not because they were bad, but because they were no longer right for the person you are becoming. My child, you have changed. Your calling has grown. Your heart is different. Your future is different. Why would I lead you back to a place you have already outgrown? Please stop asking me to return you to what I have already led you beyond. Lift up your eyes. There is more ahead of you than behind you. There is greater peace ahead, greater purpose ahead, greater joy ahead, but you will never see it if you remain camped outside yesterday's door. My beloved child, every step you take away from what I closed is one step closer to what I have prepared. Trust me enough to keep walking, even when you cannot yet see where the path is leading. Please don't leave yet, because in the final part, I want to leave you with one promise that I pray you will carry into every season of uncertainty. Because, my beloved child, the door I close can protect you, but the door I open can never be stopped. My beloved child, before this message comes to an end, there is one final truth I want you to carry into every season of uncertainty, a truth that I pray will change the way you see every closed door from this day forward. Please hear me. If I closed a door, I already know the one I am leading you toward. My child, you have spent so much time mourning what you lost that you have almost forgotten to expect what I am about to do. Your eyes have remained fixed on what is behind you, while my hand has been gently pointing toward what is ahead. Please hear me carefully. I have never asked you to build your future around yesterday's disappointments. I have called you to walk forward in faith, not because you know exactly where you are going, but because you know who is leading you. Please remember Abraham. When I called him, I did not hand him a detailed map. I simply said, "Go to the land I will show you." Think about that. I gave him direction before I gave him every detail. Faith has always worked that way. My beloved child, you want certainty. I offer my presence. You want to see the entire road. I promise to guide your next step. You want every answer today. I ask you to trust my heart, one day at a time. Please stay with me. There are doors already being prepared that you know nothing about, people you have never met, conversations you have never imagined, opportunities that do not yet exist in your world, favor that has not yet reached your doorstep. Even now, while you are listening to this message, I am arranging circumstances beyond your sight. I am opening hearts, removing obstacles, positioning people, preparing moments. Nothing is random. Nothing is forgotten. Nothing is late. Please hear what my word says. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Think about those words. No one, not another person, not rejection, not failure, not your past mistakes, not your fears, not even the enemy himself. When I open the right door, no human being has the authority to close it. My beloved child, that is why you do not need to force opportunities. You do not need to manipulate circumstances. You do not need to chase every door that appears attractive. You simply need to walk with me, because I know which doors lead to life and which ones only appear beautiful from a distance. Please don't misunderstand me. There may still be seasons when another door closes, when another plan changes, when another opportunity slips away. If that happens, do not immediately assume I have abandoned you. Pause, pray, trust. Ask me, Lord, what are you protecting me from? Or perhaps, Lord, where are you leading me instead? Those questions will lead your heart much closer to peace than asking, why does this always happen to me, my beloved child? One day, you will look back over your life, and you will see a pattern. The relationship that ended made room for the one that truly honored me. The job you lost prepared you for work you never imagined. The opportunity that disappeared protected you from a burden that would have stolen your peace. The door you cried over was never your destination. It was simply a doorway. I chose not to let you enter, and when you finally see the door I had been preparing all along, you will understand why I lovingly said no. Please hear this one final time. Closed doors are not proof that I have rejected you. Very often, they are proof that I am personally guiding you. I do not lead my children by accident. I lead them with perfect wisdom, with perfect timing, with perfect love. My beloved child, stop chasing what I have already closed. Release what is behind you. Trust what is ahead of you. Keep walking with me, because your future is not standing behind a locked door. It is waiting behind the one I am preparing. If this message has spoken to your heart today, I invite you to leave one simple declaration in the comments. Write, Lord, I trust the doors you open. Let those words become more than a comment. Let them become your prayer, because every closed door has been held inside my wisdom, and every open door will arrive at exactly the right time. My beloved child, stop chasing closed doors. Walk with me, and together we will walk through the one that no one can ever shut. Amen.